You're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhoods, and others we've never seen or even heard of before. This week, we're doing drugs because we're talking about the movie Project Power. So twist the capsule, swallow it down, and pray you don't explode because the show is about to begin.
You're about to engage in a conversation you know or care nothing about.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Andrews, joined by Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Russell Andrews. Okay, today we're talking about the fantasy mystery Project Power. This movie is rated R, filmed here in the U.S., was released August 14th, 2020. This is the newest one we've ever done.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. This has a runtime of 1 hour and 54 minutes and had a budget of $85 million. I have no idea what this made because Netflix never provides that information. This movie stars Jamie Foxx as Art, Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Frank Shaver, and Dominique Fishback as Robin. This movie was directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman. I probably butchered those names. I apologize. Okay, I'm assuming this is everybody's first time watch.
Yes.
Okay. And Mike, this was your pick?
Kind of.
Okay, please explain why you picked this movie and tell us a little bit more about it.
All right, so a quick description of this movie is it's a former soldier teams up with a cop to find the source behind a dangerous pill that provides temporary superpowers. Just
Okay.
short and simple.
Okay, and you picked it because why? Why?
It was trending.
Okay.
He's very
Legitimately, I opened Netflix. It was on the front. You had mentioned that it was really popular. I had heard about it.
Yeah.
I just figured, why not?
Yeah, I had just read about this before you picked it for the podcast, and the concept.
Yeah,
Like-
that's another reason.
Yeah, it sounds good, but I don't know.
It's good on paper.
It's good on paper, and I guess from what I read, this was a blockbuster movie. I guess this movie did really well.
I can see that.
Really?
Yeah, I can.
I think it hit all the right notes. Like it was just.
Oh no, yeah, this was definitely appealing to the masses.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, you have a very cookie cutter, cliche like action plot. Guy's ex-military, his daughter's taken for whatever reason, and he's got to get her back. And then it's trying to appeal to adults, it's trying to appeal to kids, it's trying to appeal to everybody. Everybody, race, gender, doesn't matter. This movie just throws it all at you.
It's very modern.
Very.
Yeah, modern. That's a
It's-
good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's like a combination of everything that's going on right
Yes.
now put into kind of like this comic book movie.
And that's why I feel like, don't let this reflect my rating, but I feel like at the end, I'm not going to be able to rate this fairly.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm watching this movie at the wrong time. I am so irritated with everything that's going on, I don't want to watch more of it in something that's supposed to entertain me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's this huge, like, social commentary, and it's just like, and I get what they're doing with the pill. The pill and all that shit is very Marvel. I think they were trying to kind of bring that element and appeal to those people because that's the biggest thing that's going on right now is all this Marvel stuff.
You should say not going on right now.
Well, yeah, I guess it's not going on
They're
right
kind of
now.
like taking a little hiatus to kind of like
Okay.
not flood the market, and everyone else is like, let's flood it.
And that's true, but everybody still goes nuts for Marvel. Even though they haven't been doing anything, everybody fucking loves Marvel. So I think that's kind of like
Guilty.
their way. Exactly. I mean, because they have great movies. I'm not going to deny that. But I think that they tried to do that, and I'm sick of all of everything they had to offer. And it's not the movie's fault. Like I say, I think I kind of watched this at the wrong time because movie's not bad. It's not bad. And actually, I we'll talk about the actors real quick here. Jamie Foxx. I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
He is a solid actor. And even in this movie, he has a very like commanding presence. Like he plays the role really well. Dominic Fishback, who plays Robin, her part is fine. She plays it well, but
like in the first few minutes, I didn't think I was gonna like her, but as the movie went on, I was like, she's not so bad.
No, she's not.
For the kind of like the annoying kid role.
Yes,
she's not that bad.
And that's
Did
what
you hate her?
Well,
I think,
kind of.
I knew that was going to happen.
Man, well, no.
Except I actually thought that she was the best character in the movie.
Well,
personally.
here's the problem I have. The problem I have, and I have a few other problems like this, and we'll get into it when we get into the movie. But like, there's so much in this movie, I can't get behind any one thing because you have her character, which brings this child element throughout the whole movie, right alongside Jamie Foxx, who brings obviously the more adult actiony element, and I don't like that in movies. Because like I can't get into the serious like gravity of it all on like the more adult side of it because you have this kid stuff and I can't get into like the kid aspect.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they tended to have the kid gloves on whenever it was a Robin scene.
Yes.
Like nobody really took a hit at her or shot at her. She never shot anybody. It was like kid gloves the whole time.
Right, and that's like I say, and I think it's because of that I had a hard time with the movie because it wasn't a solid action movie, in my opinion, the whole way through because of those moments. And I think it's those moments that kind of killed it for me, if that makes sense.
That said, the little like, there'd be like a huge action scene, and then they just have a little like one-liner joke.
Yeah,
that honestly got me like almost each time. Like,
really?
Yeah, like there's a few of them that I actually laughed out loud at.
Man, I can't remember any. I was going to say I don't remember any one of them. I don't even remember one-liners, to be honest with you. The only thing I do remember is when she made the.
I wish I'd taken notes.
I took notes. I don't even think I have anything for that.
I wish I'd taken drugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any quotes written down.
When I was looking up stuff on this to find, the description and everything.
Yeah.
I saw a review where someone said it's like a B movie with an A movie budget.
Yes. I feel it.
Yeah.
In my pants.
You think so?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It was just, I felt that there wasn't a whole lot. There was a lot of money and a lot of flash put into this movie, but I just didn't feel like there was any real soul in this movie. It was just, like you said, it was very, let's take generic action movie.
Yes.
Current events and trending things and mix it all together, dump money on it, and make a movie.
And it worked, apparently.
It did
Actually
work.
Kind of a lot like South Park. That's why they make their episodes so last minute, is because it's always so current.
So
events.
topical. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like that works for them because they bash a lot of that stuff.
I say this is lacking the comedy.
Exactly. And it's touching more on serious notes, which I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I think with all the elements they threw into this one movie, I think it's too much. Again, I don't want that to reflect my rating. I think the movie's a fine movie. I had a good time watching it. And let's get into this because I guess we get a scene where, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's something else that happens. Bear with me. I watched this like one time, but we get this Freightliner. It's coming in and it's bringing in these semi like truck, like those containers, those shipping containers, right? And they load up some semis and they take off. And then we get what is supposed to be our bad guy, that like kind of snidely whiplash kind of mustache dude who's like, I guess going to be dealing out these power pills to the peddlers pretty much, which I hate this. I hate it because I thought it was him. And when he's dishing this out, this guy keeps asking questions and he's like, you ask a lot of questions, don't you? And this guy steps up and reveals his star power because it's Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
And it's so bad. I wish I wrote down exactly what he said.
He goes, I'm Newt. He's like, yeah, I'm Newt.
Yeah, like that's supposed to mean something.
I watched the intro to this movie twice because I started it, stopped, and then started again another day.
Yeah.
The first time, I honestly said, yeah, I'm new. And I thought that's what he said. And I had the subtitles on the second time. And I realized, oh, shit, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, yeah, I'm Newt. It's like, bitch, that's not answering his questions.
I know, yeah. And I thought that was kind of funny because he said it so matter-of-factually, like this means something to the guy. Like, my name's Newt, so I'm known for asking a lot of questions.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know Newts? That's how I got the nickname Newt. Newts ask questions. That's kind of how it came off to me. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, and it was stupid to me. But yeah, the whole star power, he pulls back the hood. I'm like, oh, come on. But here's the thing. You can't even, hate this bad guy. He's not even in the movie. I don't even think he's legitimately the bad guy. He's just kind of handing out pills, I guess. Drug dealers are bad.
He has a few
Drug
scenes.
okay.
Yes.
And I guess to get later into it, he's not really the bad guy. He's just another henchman.
Yes, exactly.
The bad guy is technically revealed super late into the movie.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So throughout the whole movie, you can't even really get behind a villain. It's almost like they're giving you the superhero movie that kind of lacks a villain.
I kind of took it as everybody is sort of. I don't think there was any one really good guy in the movie when you really think about it.
100%. Even the people you're supposed to get behind who are essentially the heroes, they're anti-heroes.
Yeah, the girl's a drug dealer.
Yes.
The cop is a dirty cop.
Yeah.
And then the other guy is just a vigilante.
Yes.
So, there's good stuff going on, there's bad stuff going on. There's no real side to pick here.
Yeah, and that's true. And I guess that is one thing I kind of do like about the movie is that it's not sugarcoating all this stuff, but throughout the movie, they sugarcoat a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what kills it. It's just kind of like this weird, wishy-washy, unbalanced story, in my opinion. I don't know. But yeah, so all these drugs, I guess, are getting dispersed throughout the city. And then that's when Dirt Bike Cop shows up.
Yes.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I was like, what the fuck? Why is he on a dirt bike? It makes sense later, but...
Dude, he's just white trash, dude.
Yeah. I have a question about his character.
Came straight from home.
Yeah.
Does he slip into that kind of more southern voice when he's trying to be intimidating only? Or does his accent come and go throughout the whole movie?
I think he's supposed to be
I think that's because
imitating Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the Robin keeps talking about that too.
Right.
Whenever he's confronted, don't you practice that in front of the mirror? I think he has a character that he puts on.
Oh, okay.
During
Because
certain
I was
times.
I'm watching this and I kind of remember that, but I'm like, is he just slipping in and out of this accent, or was there a reason for it? It was kind of strange. But yeah, so we're introduced to his character who's getting drugs from Robin, who is arguably the main character.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
Equal.
you think so?
Yeah.
To Jamie Foxx's character.
So they bring her in the movie near the beginning, and I'm like, oh, she's hot. And then I'm like, wait a minute, she's in high school. What's going on here? Whoops. And then I look it up, and she's actually 30 years old.
Holy crap!
She is 29 years old.
Really?
I had to make sure that I wasn't being
Damn.
creepy. But yeah. And she's playing a 16-year-old?
Wow, man, good for her.
Go figure. Weird.
Huh. Yeah. I hate those moments, man. Or you're crushing on an actress, and then you look them up oh, nope. Close the page real quick.
Zip your pants back up. It's walk away.
Hey, we've all been there. And oh man, okay, but no, so oh man, where were we?
They come in yelling bird.
Wait, they come in yelling bird.
Wait, because bird's the word.
Wait, where were we with the bird?
Okay, so you introduce Robin.
Yes.
And right after that, she gets jumped by those three guys.
Yeah.
They're yelling bird. I guess maybe that's her name. You got
Oh,
Newt and Bird.
yeah, kind of drug dealer name.
Yeah.
Her name's
Gotcha.
Robin.
Oh,
shit. Wow.
Clever. I guess. But yeah, so we get these two characters, and then right after this scene is when we see Jamie Foxx, who's trying to find Newt. And I kind of like how he got through that door lock.
Oh, yeah. I thought about
Yeah,
that.
that
I was
was
like, man, if you have kids and those types of doors,
Yeah.
they lock you out. That's a good trick.
Yeah, I wonder how easy that is. I almost wish I had one of those locks.
But now you can't buy one because now everybody watched that movie. They can just break in your house easily.
Oh, come on, those chain locks. If he really wanted to, if he wasn't trying to be stealthy, I mean, come
Yeah.
on, just
I
kick it open.
did think it was kind of weird though because that Newt guy was really concerned about
Yes.
safety, right? He got the gun, doors barely open, blah blah blah, and then he goes to close the door, and then, he just kind of stops the door from being closed. I think
Yeah.
Newt would have been like, "Hang on,
Yeah, like he doesn't realize.
Yeah, he's obviously really concerned about this guy being there.
Yeah, there were a few moments in this movie where some choices were made by the characters that you've known them enough by this time in the movie where like they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And I'll get to one in a little bit.
Do you know them?
Oh, I do. On first name basis, actually. Like Art, me and Art hang out, man. So no.
Took me a little too long to realize who Art was.
Yeah. One of the main characters.
See? Main character.
Whatever. So, okay. When he gets in there, I have a problem with this scene. First of all, this movie is CGI heavy. And I'm all right with that because it's actually not bad. It's okay. The CGI is not bad. But Newt takes this pill. And I didn't know this. I was under the impression, I think at this point in the movie, I thought each pill gave you whatever the pill would unlock.
Well, no, because the way they describe it is... God, I'm trying to formulate my thoughts here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character says, "Oh, you don't know what your power is. The pill gives you your power.
Yeah,
it just activates it."
I realized that a little while later because I'm like, people were taking pills like expecting what was going to happen. And I'm like, oh, I get it. So yeah, everybody has one kind of hidden power within them, and this pill just kind of unlocks that. And so when he took his pill and he became a flamer,
Whoa.
he was chasing. This whole fight scene was pretty cool, and I'm really like glad that Jamie Foxx got injured. I love when people in fight scenes get hurt.
I was gonna be pissed when this fight scene ended. I was happy, but I was gonna be pissed because like this dude comes around the corner, flaming, just completely lit up. And he fucking punched him. I'm like, did he just punch a flaming man?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, I hate crime.
Yeah. But, I did actually have a problem with the scene.
Oh, why?
Now, you're saying, well, it's great because he got hurt. Now, he did get hurt on his arm. Things are whatever. But, so there's all this fire stuff going on. He, like, falls through some floors or something.
Yes.
There's all this rubble and fire and stuff going on. And then he gets out, and he kind of leaves the scene, and he's holding his damaged arm, but he's wearing a long sleeve shirt, and it's white.
Oh.
And this shirt is clean, except for where he got hurt.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm thinking, dude, I put a white shirt on in like 5 minutes. It's got shit all over it.
Yeah, where's the soot?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna remind me. I want to come back to the scene because there's something that bothers me about
There's
this.
something I liked about it too that I want to come back to.
Okay. You want to come back to it?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's not super important, but if you noticed on Newt's character, he looked perfectly normal when he introduced himself.
Yes.
And we get to this scene, you notice he's all scarred up and has burns all over. Because I like how the powers aren't all positive. It's a kind of more gritty, like,
Yeah.
none of the powers are really good.
Yeah.
They just give you a slight advantage.
I want to come back kind of on that same note because I think the thing you like about this, I actually really hate about this.
Oh.
I mean, I like what you're getting at, but I'll come back to it.
Yeah,
I want to come back to it.
defend Mike on that one when we get there.
No, I don't know.
I think I will.
If I can't convince you guys, I'm hoping you guys can convince me, and we're not in like this middle ground because I hate this movie, especially for.
Wow.
No. That's not my rating.
Comes
No,
out.
that's not my rating. I hate this movie because for this one reason. I think maybe it could be a plot hole, I guess. But going back to your clean shirt thing, that's one thing I want to say. Now, I've been to some rougher-ish neighborhoods. Not nearly one as rough as the one they showed where he was going to go meet up with this new guy or whatever. But I do like how Hollywood ghetto this is. If you look, it kind of looks rough, but all the clothes everybody is dressed in
Very
is
clean.
like, yes, very clean, very perfect. I'm like, no.
It's also clean.
Yes.
Like, it's graffitied
Yeah.
and everything, but
But it's very like well done stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only damage is graffiti, except for the one side of the building that's clearly missing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I thought about when he was in the apartments, and there's like holes in the floor, and there's like plastic kind of hanging around. It looks rough, but when you actually look at it, it's really clean. Like
Yep.
it's like new construction made to look like old construction.
Yeah. And I thought that was kind of funny because as soon as that scene, I was like, oh man, that graffiti, because that's what caught my eye. It's a really awesome looking building. And I'm looking around at all the people walking through. I'm like, Nah, like I'd live there.
Yeah, this is what happens. If somebody does nice graffiti, somebody else goes and puts a penis on it.
Yeah,
There were no penises in that graffiti.
No,
that is not realistic.
They're all on my sidewalk.
It's true.
Oh man. Okay, I don't know if this is done on purpose, but I do like after this when Jamie Foxx's character was filling up the gas in his truck, whatever, at the gas station, and he's patching up his arm. Right where he's patching up his arm on his truck, it says fire damage repair or something like that. And I was like, I just wondered if that was like on purpose.
I didn't notice that.
But yeah.
I doubt it, but that's probably an Easter egg.
Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just a happy accident. But okay, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit, I think, but not too far because he got a phone from Newt during that scene, and Robin, well, I guess, got her supplies from him. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay. And
That's why she had Sophia in the beginning.
Oh, all right. So she was trying to get a hold of him, make sure he was okay from like the explosion because she had seen it on the news, all this stuff. And so he is trying to, he doesn't know who she is. He just knows it's somebody else. And now he's trying to lure her to Church's Chicken to find out who it is.
Are you going to skip this classroom scene?
Can we, please?
I don't want to because there was one thing I want to point out about it that actually I thought was pretty funny.
Okay, what?
So, like, anytime freestyle rapping is going on, ooh.
Mike, what did you do?
I got it. It's this, the amplifier.
Anytime anyone does any, like, freestyle rapping, especially in a situation like that where you got, like, a random person beatboxing, it's kind of a little cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this scene, I was like, she's going through, she's doing it, and she's, like, in the teacher's space, and then everyone starts going, oh, and jumping up and shit. And I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Like, this is, I literally am thinking, like, this is the type of shit that happens in someone's dreams. This shit never happens. And then it cuts back to her sitting at her desk, and I just burst out laughing. I was like, oh, fuck, of course.
I was actually happy how that finished off right there, because when that started, at first I was like, oh no, she's beatboxing, and I'm like getting embarrassed for her because I thought she was put on the spot. Yeah. Same thing. I'm like, oh my God.
I thought she was going to fail.
And then she like killed it. I'm like, oh, and then when the one guy had his phone, like all the kids are going, whoa, I'm like, those are like the shit you see on YouTube. And I actually was getting behind it a little bit. But then I'm like, I was a little bit like, this is kind of a little over the top, but I was actually kind of believing it. And then when it kind of went to her dream, I'm like, that makes way more sense. So I was like, all right. But I was happy that they played it off that way. But yeah. And then we go to the Church's Chicken place where she doesn't make contact with Newt, but instead, Jamie Foxx's character finds out who she is and kidnaps her. He throws her in the back of his truck, drives off to nowhere.
I think it was
where? What?
So he drives off to Russell's house.
No, I think he took her to like a Wayfair warehouse. You know?
Wait, no.
For the human trafficking.
So where people are going? Wayfair?
Just what you need.
No.
Didn't they just stop it like under a bridge or something?
Yeah, he just picked it right now.
Okay. All right.
I was making a joke.
You were
Wayfair. You don't know about the...
No.
Look it up.
Okay, I guess I'll have to. Because I'm like, they didn't go to a warehouse. I was so confused.
It's just,
Don't mess with my head.
There's this
Somebody will get it.
conspiracy theory that they're selling people on Wayfair. It's a whole thing.
Well, for those of you out there who get the joke, comment down below how great it was, because I don't know. All right, so I'm trying to think what happens here.
Oh, this is when he's like, you better talk to me. And then she tries to hit him with the branch, and he's like...
Yes. And I'm sorry. Apparently, this scene is like blank to me, because in my mind, we're going from here to...
The credits.
Yeah. No, we're going from here to that grocery store, because she sends, what does she send to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, like kelp or whatever?
Oh,
Heck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
and
in this scene, all that really happens is he's like, hey, you're gonna tell me how to get in contact with your dealer,
yes,
or I'm gonna kill your mom.
Oh yes.
I love the way he said that too.
Yeah.
He's like, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna kill your mother. I'll kill Irene. I'll do it. He's like, just like so, like
it was.
I
believed it.
But yeah, that's the funny part.
It's like a father talking to their kid. Like, if you don't do that, you're gonna be in trouble.
But he like really
don't make me kill Irene.
Yeah. Don't make me kill your mom.
But that's what I love about Jamie Foxx. So his acting is always really believable. It is very solid. And So this is the part that I don't get, and I don't buy it. He is on top of everything. When you're watching his character up to this point, he knows pretty much what's going to happen before it happens. He's like this militant guy, and he knows all this shit, and blah, blah, blah. And like, she's now in the car after calling this number that she was supposed to call for, when she gets into like a bind from the drug dealer. She sets up this meet, and she's like trying to secretly text her dirty cop friend,
Dirty Dan.
And he's like, give me that. I see what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, you should. It's right there. It's glowing on her lap.
First.
What do you mean?
She did that before she contacted them.
Well, okay.
That's why he didn't take her phone away. She did it first.
Well, either way, I'm just saying, like, it seems to me like he would.
She's got to make the fucking call.
Well, yeah, she's got to make the call, but he doesn't have to let her have the phone right there on her lap doing a little texty stuff.
Maybe he thought. I think what Mike's trying to say is the guy thought that she was contacting the drug dealer that she was supposed to contact, and was like, "Oh, hang on, I see what you're doing now."
Oh, maybe. I just thought that was kind of like the way it went down in my mind. I guess I'm watching this. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're so on top of everything. This is something that takes you off guard.
Her power is cell phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. Freestyle.
We get a scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt takes down this bank robber.
I liked this.
That was pretty cool. I guess supposedly, I don't really know how severe the injury was, but I guess he got injured while riding the bike, I think, during the scene.
He got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Like, it's a severe injury. Just a little bit.
I got a question about that. All right, but this guy's robbing a bank.
Was he naked?
I think because he's invisible. I think he had to be naked, which would make fighting thereafter really awkward.
It's too bad he was invisible.
But no, okay, the whole bank scene is really cool. But really, this is all just so that the captain can find out that Joseph he's on the pill. He's on the pill, and
he's just trying to be responsible. Okay.
Yes.
I have a question about this guy's power. Was it invisibility or was it camouflage?
Oh, ooh.
Because to me, it looked like it was supposed to be like he was a chameleon, like camouflage.
Yeah, and especially after finding out that it's supposed to be played off of animals' abilities, that makes sense. Which
don't chameleons have the power of invisibility?
Yeah, I have issues with the fact that this plays on like natural animal enhancing powers, man.
Well, they had to give us some pseudoscience.
I don't know.
No,
I like their pseudoscience enough.
I don't mind it. I like the idea. I just wish it was more believable. Because they're like, oh, we're just taking what was kind of implanted in our genes and bringing it forward, kind of, I guess. Mm-hmm. But like...
Is that really what they're doing? I thought they were, I guess, like implanting genes in a sense.
Well, no, I thought that's why you had a specific power, because it's like, I mean, and I might be wrong. I might be wrong, because there's a lot happening in this movie. But no, I thought it was like you kind of already had this gene, and the pill kind of takes whatever it is and brings it out, and that's why everybody has their own individual like specific power, or at least that's how I perceived it. But my problem that I have with it is, why is one guy able to light himself on fire? Why is this chick able to freeze stuff? Why is he bulletproof? Granted, there are animals like an armadillo or whatever that kind of has like an armor, but I don't think
armadillos are bulletproof.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's try that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
No, but I think they're amping it up too. They're like, oh, we can do this, and since we can bring it out, we can also increase it.
Oh, I guess.
I guess.
But also,
the fire one, as far as I know, they said it was like thermal control or some shit over their temperature. So that's why the one chick kept dropping her temperature. That's why they had heat lamps on her to keep her from freezing herself to death.
Yeah. Oh! Can't wait to get there. But okay, fine. So it amps up. I can get behind it because I already had to really follow the movie. But
it'd be pretty shitty if they took the pill and dude's like, look at me, I can roll in a ball.
Hey, no, I'm sure that has applications.
I got roly-poly power.
But okay.
God.
So we get the cool scene. The captain's like, give me your badge and your gun. You can't be taking this drug. It's illegal. And he's like, it's not illegal. It's this drug. There's no like laws behind it yet.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Like, if I went out tomorrow and invented a random fucking drug, like something super fucking addictive, it got you high as shit, and people start taking it a bunch, they don't have to know shit about it to say, hey, that shit should be illegal.
Okay, but the thing I got behind this is like new. Like this is because this was
Not old, old?
not old because this takes place in this. I hate you guys. This takes place in New Orleans, and they're like the test subjects. Nolans, and I think that this all is like super like in its infancy. Like everything we're watching is just kind of happening within the course of like maybe days. So I didn't think. I mean, like. I don't know. I guess because it's like a substance that nobody really knows what it is yet. I just kind of took what he, you know,
they can't make it illegal because the government's sort of kind of behind it
Yes.
anyway.
Yes.
And it's, spoiler alert, it's kind of like a big test.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it's not illegal.
Right. And I guess what I'm assuming that plays on other like conspiracies and stuff. I'm assuming.
Again, conspiracy theories are a really big thing right now.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna throw those in the movie.
And so, but yeah, so at first the captain's gonna take his shield, take his gun, and he's like, "Look, let's work together. I love this city, whatever." And so he gives it back, and he's kind of working, kind of rogue, I guess.
He's basically, hey, you're already in deep shit. If you get caught, oh well.
Yeah. And I think this is the scene where Jamie Foxx and Robin go to that store. I do like the office. Oh, the office that was actually in the semi. So when stuff was getting too deep, they're just like, "Oh, we're driving away."
Yeah,
like,
cool.
it's so cool. But they escape this. She takes him to a vet. And this is another one of those scenes where I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, she knows exactly what to do." And then she's like, "Yeah, my mom works here." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they kind of...
They try to tie up like all these like loose ends and things.
Dude,
and
that's a ghetto ass vet. Like I would not take my dog there.
well, did you see the neighborhood? It's supposed to be ghetto.
But I'm saying, like, you think about this. If she has experience, that means her mom's in there like, hey, I don't got time to stitch that dog up after I operated on it. How about you just go take care of that one?
No,
It worked.
Yeah.
She's good at it.
I'm just saying, like, think about that if that was something real. Like, how pissed would you be if you walked, like, you found out someone's untrained, like, 15-year-old kid was doing, like, operation on your dog?
Well, I just assumed, like, all this was just to cement the fact that she's obviously, even though she's not paying attention in school and skipping and a drug dealer, it's just kind of trying to cement that she's smart and she knows what she's doing and all this stuff. Because, and that's another thing that plays on, too, like, I'm assuming with, like, healthcare and all that, where it's like, even Jamie Foxx, he was like, you shouldn't be doing this. You got to play the long game. And she's like, well, that's great, but my mom has diabetes now. And I got to take care of this, and I got to make money somehow.
Yeah, I did like in the movie that they were kind of like, well, drugs are bad.
Yes.
But sometimes they're good.
Yeah.
Drug dealers are bad, but sometimes it's not really their fault.
Right, exactly.
Like, just because a certain thing is typically this way doesn't mean that it is every time.
Exactly. And that, I can appreciate that 100% in this movie where they give you kind of like these stereotypes, but also tell you like, hey, there's more below the surface here, guys.
Yeah. They put the whole movie in one big gray area and just go from there.
And I like that. That was really nice about the movie. And then, of course, when he finds out she wants to be a rapper, he puts her on the spot. And of all the people they could have used, I like how he goes, oh, so you're going to be the next Cardi B. Like that's like what the apex of female rappers. And why does it necessarily have to be female?
I think that was kind of like the joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I took it kind of serious. And
I can see it, though, now that Mike says it, like, kind of like, dads don't really know what's going on. They just know some name that's popular. They don't really know anything about it.
Don't get me wrong. It's like, I've never heard any of her music, but the only people I hear talk about her don't take her seriously as a musician.
I wonder why.
Well, yeah. So I think that's what he was trying to get at is...
I gotcha. Okay. But again, oh man, and I have to say, I can't remember who they said the writer was for the lyrics. I should have made a note of it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Every time he threw obviously a harder and harder word at her, how she was able to rap them. Obviously, I know it wasn't her legitly, but
Wait, it wasn't? That wasn't real freestyle?
No, it was not.
I thought it was live.
No, they're not doing it live.
The whole movie's live. It was real.
Yes, in real time. No, but it very clever. I mean, that's one thing I will
What was
give.
the second word?
Oh. I don't know. I know the first one's feline. And then
Something like a stethoscope or something.
wasn't it like antibiotic or I don't know. But
Antibiotic was the third word. And I thought that was really funny because he holds up the pill bottle and goes like antibiotic in a questioning manner. And she just starts rapping, and I'm like cracking up because I was like, he was just asking her, like, is this an antibiotic?
That's what I thought too. I thought he was asking her, like, am I supposed to be taking these antibiotics?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
And then she starts rapping. I'm like, wait a minute. What's happening?
That's pretty good. No, I didn't even catch that at all. But yeah, so every time he gave her another word and then the freestyle raps came out, I was like, man, that's really clever. Dude, could never be a rapper.
I normally, whenever there's freestyle rap in a TV show or movie, it's always so bad.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I gotta say, all of them were pretty good in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Which really surprised me.
Was it MTV that used to have those rap battles? Oh my God.
know.
You should look those up.
Yeah.
Oh,
on YouTube.
I watched that shit back in the day.
They're bad.
Yeah.
They're bad. I mean, every now and then there was a person who was actually decent or pretty good, and usually it would only last a couple rounds, but so cringy. So cringy.
Yeah. Usually it's like 12. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Before they even get started, then it's like 3 rhymes and they're done.
You can tell, like they kind of hit a wall, and they're really trying to process when they're like saying the same couple words over and over again to kind of give them that buffer.
Remix.
So good. Oh man, it's so bad. Oh,
I love it.
no, it's not that good. Oh man, where do they? Oh, we're getting okay. Yes. So yes. I'm trying to freestyle.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah. See, you do the same thing, but your freestyle is just about movies.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It's all part of the business, my friend. Anyway, they go after this is where they I don't know how they know to go to this place, but they go outside of like this check cashing place. Okay.
There was like this big fancy like radar shit in the truck office.
Oh, okay.
And they were looking at it, and he pointed at a spot and is like, it says they're testing tonight.
Oh, wait.
I guess I didn't see that part.
But it had the name of the place on it?
It was a map.
Oh, that's right. The screen. Okay, yeah. Oh my God, I caught that, but I guess I never processed
I guess
it.
there was another scene at an airport. I don't know if it was before or after this, where the South American lady, I don't know who she is, or like what her position of power was.
Right.
Where she's meeting up to do the buy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll have a test ready for you tomorrow night," and that's where they're going.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because she was trying to like become like this leader of some place. I don't know, but yeah, she was like some sort of politician who wanted this drug so she could like reign supreme. And yeah, they were doing this test, and this is the scene I can't wait to get to because it's going to tie back to what I have to say about Machine Gun Kelly's flaming scene. And so they break into this club, and this girl, and of course it's always got to be this beautiful bimbo. She's going to be the test.
Hold up,
She looked like a hooker.
Oh.
you look like a hooker. No, I mean, if you're doing a demonstration, wouldn't you pick like the most attractive woman you could find who is?
But it's for a lady. I mean, I guess maybe she's into women, but wouldn't like because
There was a lot of dudes there to see this demonstration too.
Oh, yeah, I
They're
guess
selling
so.
it all
It's
over.
a man's world. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Okay, so she goes in this chamber, which is apparently like somehow able to control anything. Most, I guess, it's thrown at
It's
it.
an amphibian tank. It's just got a heating lamp in it.
Yeah, but
There's just like a heat rock, you know, in there.
So, well, wait a minute.
Crawls up on it. Oh.
Sun herself on it.
So wait, are we to assume they've tested this woman before then? Because I thought this tank was like, well, whatever it is, we'll be able to keep her isolated and controlled.
Didn't he say like this is like a CIA thing or whatever? Like,
Oh, I don't know.
I guess it was supposed to be like, yeah, that's the whole point of it. Was like if she has the freezing power, it can warm her up. If
Okay.
I'm sure it's got really good AC or some shit. If she's on fire.
I hate this scene. I hate this scene because she goes in the chamber, she takes the pill, she starts freezing at first. Like, oh my God, I'm cold. They heat it up. Go ahead. What do you got?
Before this, I didn't recognize Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
I did recognize this one though.
Oh, there's another person in the scene?
Yes,
Who?
when they're pulling up when the dude's being an asshole, that's Casey Neistat.
I have no idea who that
He's
is.
one of the biggest YouTubers.
Oh, yeah, no.
Or at least
Nothing.
he was. He's like the biggest vlog channel on YouTube.
Interesting. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The like popular hip people, like I don't even really know who Machine
I've
Gun
never
Kelly
really
is. I know
watched his
he's like
stuff. I've
some
seen him.
douchey musician guy.
Yeah.
But that's
Is
all
he?
I know.
I don't even know. I just know he does vlogs.
But that's the thing. You see, they're getting everything that's really popular, and they're just putting it all into this
really
movie.
popular, like maybe like, not to be rude, but like 5 years ago.
Well, I mean, he must still hold some sort of popularity to be able to get into a movie like this with an $85 million budget.
Popular for the Zoomers that this movie was kind of made for.
Yeah. So, okay, but let's get back to this test, because I have a lot to talk about here. She takes the pill. She starts freezing. They warm it up, so now she's comfortable, and she's like in this state of like euphoria, I guess. And
Orgasm.
like, yeah, pretty much. And she's writing on the glass and kissing the glass, and like everything's great. And I do like what you were talking about, where it's like, yeah, you can get these powers, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna be good. You know, it doesn't mean like you can control them or use them and blah, blah, blah. So like, honestly, her power actually sucks. So this fight breaks out, of course.
A very rare one though.
She has sucking power?
Oh, maybe. But okay, this fight breaks out, of course, while she's in there. And oh, did anybody else see this going somewhere else? I thought for sure I knew where this was going. I thought when the fighting broke out, her 5 minutes was going to end and she was going to bake in that chamber.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
I
I
thought.
thought so too.
Oh, I was waiting for it. And then the way she died, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it was really. Again, with most of this movie, it just was very over the top, kind of cartoony.
Yes.
Well, I think it was supposed to show that the powers suck.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there was 2 people in this scene that died from their powers.
here's my tie back to Newt. Why is it she gets ice power and freezes, he gets flame power and doesn't burn up?
Dude, that dude was like fried chicken. Did you not see his crispy ass skin?
Okay, he had some scar. He had, when you first see him, he had scarring. So, okay, some scars, great. And yes, he was like you said, he's Crispy Jenkins, okay? But like, how did he not die? Oh, I mean, he did. But how did he not die? He died because he popped like 2 or 3 more pills and just went overboard and exploded. But we're obviously led to believe he knew his power. He used it before. He's been on fire apparently multiple times. How did he not die?
Who's to say that his power didn't include sort of a fire retardant body? Not only can he become hotter,
Right.
I mean, is that
Power
possible
is
for
fried
him? Because
chicken.
he's already hot enough, am I right? But, kind of like the other guy's power was he had that kind of like bulletproof skin.
Right.
Maybe this guy had firepower and kind of like this ability to kind of withstand heat to a point.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, but if you're saying that he got it from an animal who can produce this type of heat or whatever, and thusly also inherits the ability to withstand it, why not the lady?
I
if
guess,
she's-
I guess the same reason why everybody gets a different power. You don't really know what you're gonna get. He just got lucky.
I guess
You got a common out of the loot box, you got a rare.
I don't know, man. I
Just
just
kind of like, why do some people explode? Because it's just
Yeah, I mean-
it just happened. Whatever.
I mean, you're literally 2 seconds later in the scene, the dude who starts this, or actually, it's the start of the scene, the guy who kicks it all off is like, I'm going to fuck these people up, takes the pill, just pff, chest burst.
yeah, I guess.
like for me, it'd be like, I'm gonna take this, and then I get sloth power, and I'm like,
that'd be great. Oh man, I don't know. It kind of took away some elements of the movie for me.
I
a
actually
little
liked
bit.
her death.
I didn't.
I don't know, the freezing with her body slowly breaking apart was kind of cool. At least the effect was cool.
no, it was a cool effect. Yeah,
The finger breaking was pretty cool. I did like that. But when she kind of froze in place and her breath started freezing, kind of
That
like
was kind of lame.
I-
Because her wrist,
yeah.
her whole arm broke off.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I must have missed that because I seen her fingers and I seen obviously like I say her whole most of her death
I
apparently.
think it was like her wrist, but still.
I don't know, man. I thought it was gonna go somewhere else and maybe that's what really bummed me out is I was expecting one thing. I got something totally different. I don't know. I wasn't thrilled. I don't know.
I actually, side note, I like the way they shot this scene. It was interesting to see it shot from the inside the perspective of the tank the whole time.
Oh yeah.
I thought that this scene, the way that the I guess cinematography was pretty cool.
No, it was filmed pretty well,
I
and it
did
should be.
hate all the action scenes though in this movie.
They were not that great.
Just because it was mainly really shaky camera
Yep.
that kept changing all the time,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then people just kind of running around shooting. There was
Yes.
no like. I felt like there was a lack of choreography. Like there wasn't really anything to it, so they just made it so fast and
Yes.
wobbly that you couldn't just tell what was going on. So it looked, fine.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very common like action trick where they just
No, I can see that.
it's so many quick jump cuts.
But yeah, I think the tank scene was the best of them because it was the only one that seemed like they put some thought into it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, it's how action scenes are shot. I mean, it kind of is. I don't like that style. It's very like if you ever watch a Steven Seagal movie, you just see some quick hands and a bunch of quick cuts, and that's all it is. And I don't know. It wasn't bad. I thought the movie was shot well for the most part, and as well as it should have been for the budget. They had a very high budget for this movie.
So it's funny. The problems you've pointed out so far to me were like nothing stood out in those. My biggest problem is coming up after this.
Okay.
But we have a few seconds till we get there.
Okay, so after this scene here is where he's ultimately apprehended. Oh, no. Actually, I do want to talk about this a little bit more because I didn't get to the point where they fight who is, I guess, supposed to be one of the villains. And I guess you're supposed to be okay with his death, even though they don't really present him as that bad of a guy.
Who's
the Snidely guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, the whole fight scene behind this is really, again, it's just lackluster. It happens so quickly, and then it's over. And there's like nothing behind it. And then how did he explode? Because I know he exploded.
Okay. So what happens is he's doing his little interrogation. He shoots his hand. The guy's panicky. He takes one of the pills. He grows into the Hulk. And yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he that effect was so weird too. His head was so big.
It just reminded me of like Resident Evil game. You know, when every time like new bad guy comes out, his body just morphs into this giant creature.
Yeah.
But, so as I run down the hall, they run past these conveniently marked flammable pipes.
Oh, yes.
And they break the top off all of them, and he shoots them when they're running out.
Okay, I remember that.
So this is my big problem with the scene.
Oh, what is it?
As they shoot it and blow it up, he's in the hallway with the explosion.
Okay.
And then it cuts to them like diving outside with the explosion. They were like in like a basement hallway, and the next thing you know, the explosion's still going, and they're outside.
Ooh, I'd have to rewatch that.
Yeah, there were a lot of scenes. There's another one coming up where it's like, why is that person or these people not like everybody else is dying or things are blowing up, and then these people are for some reason in the center of it, and they're fine.
Oh,
They just so happen to be.
I want to talk about that because that is the
Yes, I know it.
that is the
Football. I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm just getting worked up because this kills the movie. It kills it in so many ways. Anyway, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he apprehends Jamie Foxx, who's trying to get the girl to go home. He's like, look, I don't care about you. What made you think this? Get the hell out of here or whatever. Which really doesn't work anyway. And so then he convinces Joseph's character that, hey, look, shit's going on. And, he already kind of was under the impression that something was happening anyway. And so this guy kind of confirms his suspicions and gets behind him, pretty much.
In 30 seconds, your chief will be texting you something.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he calls this stuff, man.
Yeah.
The whole movie, he's on top of all this stuff. And so he splits. And then we're coming up on the end because now it's, there is a scene. There is a scene. And it actually may have been before this. I'm sorry. I don't think it's necessarily super prevalent, but if you guys want to talk about it, we can. And that's when the two agents were talking to Robin's mom. And he sneaks into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was a pretty good scene.
It was pretty all right.
Probably my favorite scene.
Yeah. I don't know. It was good how it played out. I thought it was a lot of fun. But, I mean, I don't really remember the scene.
I don't know. Again, I think they went with the whole, like, I feel like this movie is, like, for teenagers, and it's like, play to your strengths, even if they seem like weaknesses. This guy is kind of like a white trash.
You know his strength? Fucking full-on sprint with a towel on. How did this man do it?
Yeah,
seriously.
That is a question I had because after he, like, eludes and gets rid of these agent guys, he sprints out of this house, runs up to the van and plants that phone so he can find out where they're going. On the back of the spare tire or whatever. How did they not see him? I feel like I would see a naked man running from a half a block away, catching up to our van.
Those louvered windows, though. Probably couldn't see shit out of the back of that thing.
I guess.
Dude, I mean, okay. They were probably texting while they were driving.
That's probably true, too.
They were bad guys.
Yeah.
But no, I like this scene because, he was using his strength of like, okay, I'm a white trash guy.
Yeah.
Let me just pretend to be this white trash redneck guy. Like, what's going on here? Let me get my phone.
What you mean I can't bang her mom?
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good.
So, I liked it.
Right. So that's when that's how he found out where they were. And then him and Robin team up they go to the docks where all this is taking place. And that's where we find, I guess, apparently what we're led to believe is like the main villain, this lady, the one behind, I guess, the kidnapping and because they got the power drug from
the head scientist who made the powers, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
And they got it from Art, Jamie Foxx's daughter. That's why she was kidnapped. It's because her blood apparently or whatever is the source.
He was in the trials that started it all.
Okay.
So when she was born, she got some of it from him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you looked into this.
No, that's what they said in the movie.
Interesting.
Again, you paid a lot of attention.
That is so weird. I didn't know.
That's
Well,
it was really stupid the way they explained it.
Man,
They used fetal alcohol syndrome.
yes, I was wondering how that was playing back into all this.
Yeah, it's like,
Feeble alcohol.
yeah, they used the fetal alcohol syndrome.
Okay, all right. Because she explained that in the car to him, and he's like, "Oh, you're not stupid. You know your shit." And I'm like, I didn't understand how that came in. I wasn't following.
Yeah, he was saying it's like, oh, they put so much of this shit in me to make me have powers. I guess she got some of it too. So she's like second generation. That's why her powers are permanent.
Interesting.
Oh, so they were saying, stay in school, kids. What they teach you is important.
Interesting.
And don't do drugs unless
They give you powers, then fucking do them.
And also,
out.
the power within.
Yeah, because, the main girl, Robin, she didn't use any of the drugs.
No.
But she still had the power
Yes.
to freestyle.
Yeah. Yes. And then
Because she didn't really do anything else. Everything else in the movie, she was just kind of involved in accidentally almost.
Oh man.
She opened doors.
Yeah. Because she was told to.
Yeah.
Everything else, she was just kind of there. She didn't really have any power
Hey.
except to rap.
It was her idea to close the door on that guy. That's literally her major contribution.
And the one thing, everything she was supposed to do, stay here, do this thing, do that thing, she's always like, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of just like walked away from that.
Look how it was important. What if they got caught?
But yeah, we get this kind of weird cat and mouse game on this Freightliner where they find what was the daughter's name?
Tracy.
Tracy. Okay, where they found Tracy's being held, and it's not bad. It's an all right scene. But while all this is going on, I can't remember. She finds Tracy first. They hide. They make it appear as if they've already taken off. We get this weird open and closed door chase scene with the big strong guy, and then the rubber guy, which was just a contortionist at first, or no? Was that all effect?
That was his power.
No. I know that was his power, but I think if I recognize that guy, I think he's a famous contortionist.
Could be. I mean,
But
I
I,
know.
I do know that later on, when his arms and shit are stretching, that is not him.
well,
That is definitely his real life ability.
No.
Honestly, I thought most of the contortion stuff, like you could tell some of it was just typical stuff that people can do.
Yeah, like behind the head thing,
But-
with like in your double jointed and all that stuff.
I guess
but-
maybe his knees bending looked.
Yeah.
Like, I thought maybe that one was CG. Or
No,
whatever.
I think that guy. Everything in the first initial fight scene between him and Joseph's character, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's all that guy.
That's really cool.
And then when it all gets really crazy and he starts stretching, obviously that is not him.
No, it's still him.
But and then forget this. I want to fast forward to
The
the
notes
end.
are thrown on the floor.
Yeah, I've looked at them one time and I'm lost.
Fuck it, we'll do a live.
I just want to get to the end here.
No, we're
Why?
not going to
Why?
just get to the end
Why?
because one of your favorite things happens, and you probably didn't even notice it.
What?
So, when Jamie Foxx is being held and he shows the pill, you know what the guard does?
Oh,
The guard gives up. He's like, "Fuck this! This isn't worth dying for," and he lets him out.
yes.
It's just
I
like
forgot
Polar.
about that. Yes, I
when-
do like
the
that.
end scene in Polar where he's going up and all the guards run by like, "Have a nice day."
Yeah. Okay. And this does tie into the end because this is when you find out because he kind of flexes on him with his power.
Yeah.
And he's got the power
punch
of
shrimp.
Yeah, of the pistol shrimp, man. This is what bothers me. Okay, because this movie first all the danger you thought could potentially be there is now erased because while Tracy and Robin are going through that one room, there was like this little was it like a dying plant or a seed? And as she passes it, it sprouts and comes to life.
I was annoyed because as soon as I saw that, I knew there was going to be some self-sacrifice and she'd heal it. And
yes.
I was like, that I figured.
Exactly. So now you take out the element of danger. So the end is going to be cheesy. And then there's a showdown at the end with first there's like this weird guy who grows these crazy
I hated that guy.
bone things.
Okay, I want to point out, I was waiting to talk about this guy.
Okay.
Fuck him and fuck his useless power. Seriously? He had the advantage. He was up there. He's bouncing around. His power didn't help him jump any.
No.
It just made his movement weird, and he had sharp bones. Yeah, he could cut through metal, but if he had just stayed up there and shot him with the rifle, shit would have been done.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been as cinematic.
I know, but I was like, I felt like most of the powers were legitimately bad.
Yeah.
And
I could
But
see
drugs
that.
are bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
it's like
Don't do them. Just kidding.
half the people they fought would have just been better off being typical bad guys and staying at a distance and shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But, okay, we take this guy out, and it's showdown time. Okay, there's a little bit more that happens here. There's some gunfire and stuff, but I just want to get to this. Jamie Foxx is coming out to save his daughter. Or no, to save Robin, actually, because the daughter and Joseph are safe in this bunker, and he's coming out because now he has to save Robin.
And you know that his power is going to kill him because when he was threatening the guard earlier, he didn't do it.
Oh.
If his power could really do what he said and he could just walk out of there after blowing that guy up or whatever, he would have just done it.
That makes sense.
He bluffed to get out because he knew that if he did it, he was going to die.
He did have a line somewhere along of, I need to save that for a last resort.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
So
man,
you
I didn't pick
know
up on either
throughout
one of
the
those.
movie that whatever his power is going to kill him.
This is my biggest gripe of this movie. He goes down there. He shows the pill. He swallows the pill. Lady's freaking out. There is this. He screams and this massive explosion happens.
Yes.
Everything around is just exploding and incinerating. And why was
mad.
Robin completely unscathed?
Yeah, she was right there in the group of people who were all
yes.
blowing up.
Well, kind of.
How?
I will argue. Also, my headset sounds weird now. I will argue that scientist lady didn't get hurt at all by the explosion.
Oh, no. You're right. Because
So,
while he was
it
screaming,
had a
that thing.
10-foot radius, and Robin was not in it.
No,
I'm just gonna-
Women are exempt from
No,
shit.
this is bullshit. This is bull. Because here's the
Sexist,
thing.
I know.
First of all, you're right. That thing, as he was screaming, came down and crushed her. But it's bullshit because those shipping containers were beyond where they were standing, and they were just being all blown away.
We're arguing the fact that she didn't get hurt in the explosion. What about when the fucking sun was 2 inches from her head? When he
what?
punched the guy that was holding her, and it's literally a beam of fucking plasma hits this man and disintegrates him, and Robin's fucking fine.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. The whole scene is just odd.
It's a forced happy ending.
Yeah, those
You know
happen.
what would have been better?
What?
He took his power and just blew up the whole fucking ship.
Yes.
That would have been funny as hell.
I don't know. I feel like
He made the ultimate sacrifice. Everybody died, but he ended this weird drug thing that was going on.
You know what? They want their happy ending. The boat could have fallen off. They find his body in the water. Daughter brings him back. Brings them both back. Who cares?
Well, I mean,
you're going.
Jesus comes down from the heavens and is like, everything's
He
fine.
pops a pill and is like, check me out. I can walk on water.
it could have even been one of those things where he flashes the pill before he swallows. The head girl knows that, oh shit, I need to get out of here. So she releases Robin, and somehow they come to safety. So you could have that last one-on-one battle or something, and everybody else could be gone. And you could have maybe even saved Robin, obviously, and made it more believable. This whole scene is just awful. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I just realized the joke in the movie.
Batman and Robin?
The Batman and Robin joke.
Yeah, that's the
Her
only joke I
name is
remember.
Robin.
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't catch it at all.
That is the only joke I caught and didn't want to bring it up because I thought it was so stupid.
I didn't even get it, man.
Fuck. I
It
didn't
was
catch
way
it at
over
all.
my head.
Yeah.
I want to point out too, the bad guys were always incredibly outclassed. like there was some with really cool powers, but they just never fucking did anything. It never made the fights interesting.
Yeah, it's like any other action movie though. 10,000 bad guys shooting at one guy, and yet he's just like picking them off one by one, no problem. It's the same thing, but with powers instead of guns. It's an action movie that they just put like a different spin on it, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We've seen it a million times.
100%. Yeah, and then everybody lives because the daughter goes up to Jamie Foxx, who self-sacrificed to save everybody. She brings him back to life. They all escape on this little, really awesome escape pod from this ship. I love that thing.
That was weird.
And they all kind of go their separate ways. And Robin goes on to become a rapper and going to college, and
somehow nobody there's no investigation. Nobody's arrested for murder. I touched your leg.
2 for 2.
The only thing that they showed after the fact was that the news was like, oh, the ship exploded at sea. Nothing was found of it.
Oh yeah. I guess.
But again, playing into the conspiracy theories that are popular right now.
And it goes right back to what you said. This was all government funded, what bullshit. So it's over because they lost the head scientist who did it all. She died in it.
I don't necessarily
believe
know
that either.
I don't think it's over because I think they left. Yeah, I was gonna say I think they left it vaguely open for a sequel, in actually a really good way, by the way, because there's a really solid closure to the movie. But even when Joseph had asked Jamie Foxx's character, he's like, "So it's over," and he's like, well, "For me, it is."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
in
like,
other words,
that's cool.
I don't have a contract for the next movie.
Yes, exactly. So, no, I mean, I like that. That was fine. But man, I'll tell you what, it's rough.
Apparently, a lot of the more recent Netflix movies have had the failing of they've set too hard up for a sequel. And this one, it's actually kind of a positive that it was just all neatly wrapped up and done in this one.
Like, and that's the thing. I don't care if movies want to give that little hint of a potential, setup. That's cool. I like that. But I don't like when it's like in your face, because a lot of times when they do that, it's just really corny.
What should happen is they'll be like, "Do you think it's over?" And he says, "We'll find out in the sequel." Credits roll.
Exactly.
The real problem is when movies set up a sequel really hard, they don't never fucking happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like a curse.
It's like overconfidence, man. Overconfidence. All right, you guys ready?
Is this your happy ending now?
Oh, it is.
Ooh.
Final.
Oops. That was fast.
It's time for final thoughts and ratings. And I think I started with you last time, right?
Yes.
So we start with you this time.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I don't think this was horrible. Like I said, for me, I think I seen it at the wrong time. I'm marveled out. I'm superheroed out. I am so sick and tired of everything that's like currently happening in the world. And if this was kind of presented as more of like, I don't know, like maybe like stuff that had happened in the past, or maybe like a different kind of world setting, like an alternate kind of, this is how society is, I think I would have appreciated it more. But just from all the annoyance of what I was presented with this movie, I was kind of annoyed, but it's not the movie's fault. The effects for being full CGI and completely filled to the brim with it, I didn't mind. It was all right. I think they did that well. Everything else about the movie was good, and even the actors, all the main actors, the main three, were really good and solid. I did question Joseph Gordon-Levitt's accent, because to me it seemed like it kind of was going in and out, but I think it was coming out more prominently when he was trying to put on like that, that farce or that macho guy stuff. So I have to be fair at absolute least, and I'll say I'll give it a 6. I'll give this movie a 6. I think it's deserving of that, and I feel bad because I think it maybe should get more, but I can't do it, man. I don't know, that's just my take.
I want to go next.
All right, go for it.
I'm surprised, like legitimately surprised you gave it a 6.
Really?
So I'm actually in the opposite camp of you. I'm currently reading a book about superheroes and some who can't control their powers, stuff like that.
Okay.
Right now, that's what I want to see. So this was right up my alley in a sense. So I was entertained by it. I actually enjoyed the movie. I think there's a lot of flaws. I think there were some bad scenes, but nothing that really took away from it. I thought I was going to rate it the highest by far. I'm giving it a 6.
Whoa, what?
I'm so surprised you gave it a 6.
Wow. Because it's not a bad movie. I just feel like I'm just annoyed by everything else and it's not the movie's fault. It's not the movie. So I didn't want it to take away from the movie itself. It's not a bad movie. I'm actually surprised with the way you just talked about everything that you gave it a 6. I was expecting at least a 7, 7.5.
It fell short of the quality of what I'm currently reading and other stuff I've been watching. So it had a lot to live up to.
Oh, I can see that.
So it was like a good fix for entertainment, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So Russell, you're going to make this the devil's number, aren't you?
Well. I already had, because, I pre-planned my rating.
Okay.
So that way I wouldn't be
point out,
swayed too
I
much.
always pick my rating as soon as the movie ends.
Nice.
Without any thought. I'm like, I'm giving it this.
Okay.
So this talk brought your 10 down a little bit then?
Yeah. Well, it was an 11, actually.
Oh.
So now it's just 10. No. Okay, so like I said before, I think this was a very average action movie. They gave it modern twist, so it seems different, but it's really just the same thing, but with some extra CG and some powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, it's basically a comic book movie. And I hate comic book movies. I hate all this, I have all these abilities, and I can fly around, and I can do this, and I can do that, and there's all these particle effects, and look at how much money we spent on our computers to make this movie, and it's just kind of shit. So for that reason, I was going to, as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, this gets a 5 because it's just average. It's just an average movie. It's just an average comic movie, action movie. It's just but I did like I said before, that I feel like this is kind of a teenager movie.
Yeah.
And, they kind of gave it some morals and they handled some situations to give people kind of a understanding of other people's situations. And so I think because it had that touch of just be a good person even if you're a drug dealer, I'm gonna give it a 5.5. Because it gets half a point extra just because I feel like they put in some good.
They made it a little warm.
Yeah.
Give it
hard
1.5 point for
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Plus, Robin was kind of hot, so.
Man. I honestly, I was expecting a 3 or 4 from you. That's pretty good.
I was expecting that from both of you.
No, I know I kind of felt like I was bashing this, and I pre-warned you guys. I didn't care for it too much, but it's not the movie's fault.
No, I mean, for me, I don't really like the movie. I would give it a 3, but I'm looking at it as a movie. I think that a 5.5 is good.
Fair enough. That brings us to the end of this week's episode. You guys, thanks so much for listening on The Conversation, but you know what? You can do more than just listen. You can become a part of it. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at RewGuysPod. That's RewGuysPod. Or email us at RewGuysPod@gmail.com and let us know what you think about this movie or any movie we've talked about here on the podcast, and we might even mention it in a future episode. And remember, this show is 100% listener supported, so consider doing one of the following. Subscribe, like, comment, tell a friend, head on over to iTunes and give us a rating, or even consider becoming a Patreon cast and crew member. More details down below in the show notes, and we hope you join us next week.
It got sexual.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to go in that direction.
I didn't expect to get an erection.
How else do you take a capsule? I mean, other than a suppository, you have to swallow it.
I usually spit, but
The movie would have been a lot more interesting if those were suppositories.
Could you imagine the movie?
Oh my god, yes. Okay.
Especially
The bad guy comes up and just reaches around behind, just wait a minute.
I feel like that would be like a spoof of this movie. That'd be so funny.
like the scene where he shows him he has the pill in his teeth. He'd be like, "Oh yeah," he bends over, his little pill in his butthole.
Just glowing.
One guy has the pill in his mouth and the other one needs it, and they're both tied up. It's kind of like
that's a whole new movie, right?
yeah, it's like a human caterpillar
Some ass to the
situation.
mouth.
Human caterpillar?
I mean centipede. That was the Kids Bop version.
We need to review the human caterpillar.
Holy shit.
The Very Hungry Human Caterpillar. That's my favorite book. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Okay.
Very hungry. He ate through 4 buttholes and was still hungry.
Hey, we all make mistakes, all right?